G'day chaps, I thought you might enjoy this. It's probably a decent place to... Oh, I think we missed him. I think we... Oh, did we get him? Can he hit us? Oh god, I don't know. Now that might have been a waste of an arrow. Oof. I'm actually nervous. That might have been a waste of an arrow, but there's also a chance that it might mean we kill that bear. And where is he? Okay, he's run off. As it was a fairly unique opportunity, I thought let's start the recording there. So I'll not do my little spoiler / intro on this one, I imagine. Okay, so we still have 2 arrows, one of them with a single shot left. Oof, that was exciting. And that was a very unique opportunity to shoot a bear. So let's chase him down. It's -12, it's very, very cold. Actually, the blood trail has stopped here. Well, it's already gone. That's a shame. Okay, I was thinking we could follow the blood trail, but as it seems to have already disappeared, that's not a possibility. I wonder if it's because it's snowing, which would be a very clever dynamic. Alright, we know we hurt it. Let's go back inside and sleep because it's too cold to really go very far. And if we go back inside and sleep, there's a chance that the bear may die. So let's go back. We'll sleep 2 hours. And actually, I nearly forgot. We need to go and pick up that snare and see if there's a rabbit on the other end of it. In terms of what I've done, I checked the basement. And I slept a single night. And that's pretty much it. I left the best quality food we have in the fridge. So we're in really good condition. Let's just use this because it's pretty crap. There we go, perfect condition. Let's go check that. Yeah, I need to go check that snare first. It did sound quite windy. It's very windy. It's -15. There's a storm coming. So it's not technically a storm yet because there are no question marks next to the daylight hours. But let's just go check to see if that snare's pulled anything. It hasn't. I can tell already from here. Sometimes the snare doesn't work and you just have to reposition it. It's almost like you reset it. So let's do that and then we'll have to sleep this weather off. I really can't set out in this weather. But let's just readjust this snare here. Or do we not bother? Do we just take the snare and just leave it for now? Now is probably not the best time to be picking up pelts and things anyway, because it's just extra weight. We should probably wait till we get back to the dam before really focusing on hunting. Actually, let's just forget it. Let's just take this snare. It's not been ruined yet, so that's good enough. That's fine. We'll just keep this for another episode. And let's run back. We're going to sleep an hour or 2, so we're okay to run. And then we'll go and have a look for that bear. We seem to injure it reasonably badly, because there did seem to be quite a lot of blood coming off. Of course, we do want to chase it for the arrow that was lodged in its backside also. So, where are we? We're up to 9 hours of daylight. Let's just... I don't want to sleep too long because we'll end up wasting the day. So let's just go 1 hour, let's see what happens with the weather. Sometimes you can sleep a single hour and it completely resets. Oh no. Then we have question marks. So if storms come in, we are trapped by the weather. Yeah, there you go. Can you hear it? Let's try and sleep this out. We may just need to do a full overnighter and write this day off. It looks like it. Yeah, this day's. But we have so much food that really isn't an issue. It just gives us a chance to get rid of some of our food, to be honest. So let's just write this day off. Let's just go for some big chunks of sleep. Go for a full 8 hours here. Let's go straight into the next day. It's a very long storm, actually. It was a 7-hour storm, I think. So I'm going to eat the heavy stuff. Dog food's very heavy. This is good because it's getting our weight down very nicely, actually. So I'll go for another big 8 hours sleep, and it'll take us through into the next day. And then we set off. We're going to head to the radio tower today. And then we're going to head back to the dam, and I'm pretty sure 12 hours of daylight's probably still going to be too cold for us. So, maybe wise to sleep another hour, maybe. I do want to leave lots and lots of time though, because this could be a long day. If we end up going to the radio tower, as long as the weather holds, we can continue all the way back to the cave. And that'll probably do. Okay, let's go. Let's keep moving. -10, very cold, but I'm going to roll with it. We can should be able to get to the radio tower, I think, in time. There's no sign of that bear, so maybe the arrow wasn't enough to actually kill it. Maybe that just injured it. Ooh. Now we have an opportunity again to get another almost free pelt here. Do I take it? Is that too good to pass up? Ah, it's -15. It's too cold to really... It's too cold. We really can't take pelts when it's -15. You spend an hour outside and then we'd need to run back to the farmhouse and wait another hour just to warm up. And I really just want to keep moving. So, let's go. Just checking. I keep on checking that we can light the torch. Okay. So I'm going to try and avoid all these wolves. I'm going to just keep an eye out for the bear. There's no sign of it. Okay, that wolf there is on the left. Change direction. He's heading back, so I'm going to go through this gap. This should be pretty safe. So, sometimes the bears don't die if you shoot them. Sometimes they kind of, from what I can tell, they seem to just go back to their cave, lick their wounds, wait a day or so, and then they come back, and you'll see them prowling again. Or sometimes the bears head back to their caves and then they die just outside the cave, which is another possibility. So it's -14. We're halfway to being very, very cold indeed. I'm not going to bother chasing that rabbit towards the wolf, even though I'm tempted by its pelt. And I'm not going to worry too much about that bear. That was just an opportunity that I thought was worth having a go at. You never know. But I'm not going to try and track that bear down at this stage. I don't think we have enough arrows, really. The wind's just picked up. Oh, it's minus 17 now. It's time to start running. So we're far enough along that we can make it to the radio tower. And I don't need to worry too much about energy because we can take a nap at the radio tower if we have to. We'll get the flare out just in case because the wind's picked up. And it's on the left here that we need to go to get up to the radio tower. It's minus 13. It's too cold to go and check the car that's down that road, so I'm not going to bother. It's just too cold. We really need to just keep moving. Minus 13 still. The wind's just died down there. It picked up and then died down. Very strange. These saplings are fantastic for us. Let's take them all. Birch, these are our arrow shafts. It's fantastic. And we're probably getting quite heavy now. So we're really going to have to... Oh no, we're okay. 32. That's fine. I'll keep running though because we are very, very cold and getting colder. Yeah, just had that icon appear down the bottom left there. Now, as we head up to the radio tower, I have several times I've come across a bear, and the visibility is very bad because you're heading over a ridge. So it has happened to me before where you just come over the ridge and the bear just charges you. When it's happened to me before though, it was on my I was playing a personal game from the Timberwolf Mountain playthrough, that series we did. So I was able to use the flare gun and scare the bear away. However, we don't have a flare gun. I love the way the music just faded in. So if a bear charges us this time, the only option really is to light a flare and drop it and hope that the bear stops. And I don't know what else we can do, to be honest. The music's so lovely and subtle. The way it just comes in like that. So this is where I've come across a bear. It's a little nervous. No sign of it though. Take the lichen. Lichen's always good. Always worth taking. I think our condition here is not going to be too bad. We can just sleep this off in an hour or two. Just keeping an eye open for the bear. Looks like we're okay. I can get that other lichen on the way out. So let's go warm up. Taking this route round the back just in case there's a bear. No, we got lucky, we're safe. Okay, cool. Let's get in here quick. So we should find some ammo. We should find a flare at least, and maybe a rifle. And I've been thinking to myself, at what point do we actually take a rifle? At what point do we actually start using... I'll leave that firewood. At what point do we actually decide to start firing again? Or do we make the whole series about no guns, which is kind of a cool little idea. More coffee. I love coffee. Grab it. Let's see what we find. Rifle. There's always rifle rounds up here. If you ever run out of ammunition. Ah, another MRE. That's very good. More condition. Very good condition. 72% as well. That's an excellent find. Don't need that. Don't need those. I'm going to stop taking bandages now. So I'll leave that. We don't need the wood. Premium winter coat. The best in the game. Once we repair it. One cloth. That's very good. Pretty sure. And the sewing kit. Perfect. And more cloth. And a rifle round. And more rifle ammo. 5.
Could use this.
Outstanding. So this was definitely worth the trip. I reckon we can make it back to the cave in this episode now. I'm not going to stick around any longer than we have to. But we are going to have to play by the weather a little bit. Wow, flare. Outstanding haul. Take all this food. Once I've... Ah, and another fire striker. It's fantastic. Nothing in there. Cargo pants, which we have already. Ah, and look at that. The rifle. Do we take it? I think maybe we do. And I want to take it back to the dam. And just leave it there. So I'm not going to use that. But I am going to take it. Because at some point this series is going to finish. I don't know. Maybe I want to play on. But I'm a bit of a hoarder as well. So we're 92 condition. We're very tired actually. Much more tired than I was expecting. Let's repair this coat. Takes nearly 2 hours to do this. Maybe it looks like we're spending the night here then, because we're going to be too tired. But that's okay. 100%. Let's see. It's the wind chill bonus that gives us. So the Mariner's Pea coat gives us 4 temperature bonus, but only 2 wind chill bonus, whereas this can give us up to 4 wind chill bonus. Let's take that. And I think we're at the stage now where we have actually the best of everything in terms of the clothes that you can get before you craft the animal skin clothes. I think we're as good as we can be in terms of warmth now. So, eat, drink, let's sleep, let's get this done. Again, we'll go for the... Oops. Oh, the long dark just stopped responding. This is unusual. Yep, so it was definitely a crash. We're going to have to... Okay, it's not so bad. I can see here already that location radio control hut. So, it's not... good. Okay. Oh, thank God for that. It saved as we entered the radio control hut, so we can just pick everything up again. And carry on as before. That was very strange. I've not had a crash like that before. But at least we know what we're going to find. MRE. We'll find a rifle round. Let's see how good our memories are. I think we find a bandage in here, don't we? That we leave. Yeah, we leave that. What did we find in this one? I can't remember. Nothing. Mittens. We have our premium coat here. We're going to repair that. And rifle round there. With another rifle round in the corner, we find some more cloth. Yeah. It's rifle ammo. So we have our gun to find. We pick our gun up. I'll leave the metal. So glad it saved as we entered this hut. Can you imagine if we'd have to go all the way back from shooting the bear, coming all the way back up here? That would have sucked something pretty. That would have been bad. Anyway, it's all good. Do I take the rifle cleaning kit? I don't know. Why not? Let's assume we're never coming back to radio control hut. Leave that. So we just repair the. Yeah, that's what we're doing. Let's repair the. Take that rifle. So we repair the coat. We use the sewing kit, and then we'll sleep, and then the next day we set off again. Yeah, and we wanted. What do we do? One more piece of cloth. Drop that. Where is that? And let's repair this guy. Repair this and then we'll drop the sewing kit. I think we have more than enough sewing kits. Or do we make this the heavy haul, where we treat ourselves as beasts of burden? It's probably worth us dropping these hides, because they end up actually curing quite a lot while we sleep. Okay, cool. Let's eat and drink. Let's hope it doesn't crash again. It was very unusual. I'm not sure I've really had the Long Dark crash much at all. And I wish I understood what made games crash. I have no idea. It's almost like a random... The software bug just comes out from nowhere. So obviously when we get back to the dam, we're gonna switch once we've made our bow and arrows. We're gonna switch into hunting mode, and the game's gonna get more interesting because we're gonna start harvesting much more meat. We're gonna be out a lot. So up till now we've really just been travelling, and we've not really cared about having a permanent base at all, really. Whereas the next stage, when you're curing and you're making clothes, that's when you're really, you kind of more set up. You have more of a home. Right, let's sleep off the worst of the cold. Let's go for 3 hours. I don't know how lost I'm going to get trying to find that cave again. 12 hours isn't enough. Let's go for 10 hours of daylight is usually the point where it's sort of warmed up. That's just about right. There we go. So let's just eat and drink. Let's get rid of the heavy soup. The weird thing with soup is, when you eat it, it doesn't help at all with dry mouth. Whereas dog food does. Very strange. Have you ever noticed that? Okay, so we're all up to 100%. Our hides are curing nicely. Saplings are also curing nicely, so we know for sure that. All those saplings will be very well cured by the time we get back there. Okay. So we're at 40 kilos. Let's take that wood. I'll probably never ever come back here. There would really not be any point at all. We'll get the flare out just because of, as I mentioned, that bear. And I'll really try and I'll stick to the high ground. Just make sure we have some visibility. And I'm going to be pretty careful here. Because of all these rocks, you see such short distances. And that bear's so deadly. I'm not going to bother with trying to find prepper caches, as I've said before. Just I can't talk. That's the kind of thing that I would do when I'm playing by myself, because it takes a lot of time, and it's not very interesting. You're just searching for something that you pretty much never find. In all the games I've played, I've never found a prepper cache, believe it or not. And I have looked. I've never found one on Pleasant Valley or Mystery Lake, and I've looked on both. I've spent a lot of time looking on both. So I don't know if I've just been unlucky, because I've looked around this area several times. Especially down there, around those rocks. All around the rocks, all in that sort of direction. But on the other hand, I mean, I've seen from other people's playthroughs that the prepper caches -7. The prepper caches are not that amazing most of the time. Most of them you really just find some food and maybe some other stuff, but they're not really game changers as such. My understanding is you do now and again you get kind of military type prepper caches where you have lots of ammo and a weapon, but they're quite rare. So, right, let's just hope there's no bear. It's looking good. I can't hear anything. Good thing about bears is they're so loud. So you really know they're coming. I imagine the bear comes from this direction, the direction where we're going to find our cave. So I'm going to keep this flare out. So we're very heavy here. I'm just testing, so we can't run anymore. We're at 40 some kilos. I think we have 5 flares now. Yep. So I'm prepared to use flares more liberally. I can see 2 more saplings over to my left. So we're gonna skirt the side of the map like this to make sure that we don't miss that cave. There's a cave right there. There are no bones outside it. Should we just... We're quite cold. Should we go and warm up? It's probably not a bad idea. I'm carrying too much wood anyway. Let's go warm up. Let's drink something warm. Or eat something warm. It would be quite good in the game, actually, just thinking about it, if you could just boil water and drink warm water instead of having to use a coffee or something else. Because I try and I treat everything as sort of potentially life-saving. So I try not to use anything. But it would be nice if you could heat up just by boiling water and drinking hot water. I guess you have tea. We probably have too many teas anyway, to be honest. How many do we have? 28. I think that's more than we'll ever need. And tea is really... It's not a lifesaver like coffee is. Have we gone the right way? Here it is. Tea I see as a sort of a nice extra benefit, but it doesn't really do much. So, plus 12 in here. I think we can just wait for a minute. Let's just warm up. We're very, very cold. Any maintenance we need to do? No, clothes good. Everything here is good. Let's just heat something up. Something to do. Just use a bit of wood. I'm not sure how many torches I have actually. I might need to... it's probably worth us getting another torch or two while we're at it. But no, we're all fairly peaceful. Everything's going fairly well. There's no reason why we wouldn't. Let's just see how many... We've only got the 2 torches, so I was right about that. Let's take 1. I always try to keep 3. At the very minimum. We're warming up very quickly. I really don't want to use much wood though. Actually, we may as well cook up this rosehip while we have it. We have a fire anyway, might as well use it. Got this other rosehip. It just saves us using our painkillers. And we are fully warm. Job done. Let's go. Let's just eat again. So I'm really trying to, because we're so heavy, just eat everything we can eat, drink what we can drink, keep everything up in good condition. Killing that little bit of time too should mean that it's slightly warmer. Let's have a look. Yeah, it's only -4 now, so we can keep going that much longer. And I'm doing this partly to play it safe, and partly because I don't know how long it will take to reach this cave. Just get a torch out just in case there's something over the hill. Better safe than sorry. Now I do remember when we came out of that cave there was a fallen tree, wasn't there? Quite close. That was off to the right, I think. Fallen tree off to the right, which looked a lot like what we're seeing right now up ahead. But we just came out of the cave, so there can't be another cave so close, surely. But this does look kind of familiar. Yeah, this does look kind of familiar. Is it up? It's not there, that's too steep. Because we had to kind of... It was up a ledge, wasn't it? And there must be a way up to get to that cave. So it can't be there because we can't climb that. This looks potentially more interesting. Yes, I remember those rose hips, those bushes on the left there. I think this is it. I think this ledge, that ledge here, there, maybe what we have to climb. Yeah, that's looking good to me. I reckon this is it. I'm just going to get these rose hips because I don't know if we'll be coming back this way. There we go, there's our cave. Fantastic. Well, that went far better than I was expecting, and far quicker. So, I think we've, this episode's quite long already. I'm not quite sure how long exactly. But, what I may do is, I'll just enter the cave here, and then, I will pause it for you guys, and I'll get through the cave, because I don't think that you watching me get through the cave is particularly interesting. There's very little chance of me hurting myself. And we know there's no wolf in there. So I'll just get to the cave here, and then let's end this episode. And then the next episode, we will have to cross that ledge to get back into the dam. And then we craft our bow and arrow. This is kind of hard to get up. Craft our bow and arrow, and then we are hunting. And then the next stage is clothes. To focus on clothes. Clothes and bears. And taking down a bear with bows and arrows is is a pretty good challenge. This was a great little trip. I really enjoyed that, coming down here to Pleasant Valley. Worked out very well in terms of stuff as well. Very happy with that. Right, boys and girl, thank you very much for watching. As always, I think you probably know my blurb fairly well by now. And if you haven't considered Patreoning me by now, I doubt you will either. But always worth reminding you if you're interested, if you appreciate what I do and the videos I make. It would certainly help me out, because the more money I make, the higher the chances I can put more time aside to make videos. Cool. Thank you very much for watching, and I will catch you in the next one when we make our way back into the dam. Ciao for now.